All right, y'all, back for another episode. Let's get straight to the nitty gritty. We're here to talk about Ocho Cinco. If y'all don't know who Chad Ocho Cinco is, Google him. But I'm just gonna give y'all, for the ones who don't know, yeah, just Google him. But for the ones who do know, y'all know who I'm talking about. Chad Ocho, football player, whatever. So everybody knows Chad Johnson cheap as hell. Like he's a multimillionaire, but he cheap as hell. So he's been getting a lot of wrath and all that other stuff on Twitter this week about, he getting bashed on for making his daughter get a job to buy her own Yeezys. He also mentioned on Twitter that he caught a bus to work a 6-hour shift at McDonald's while maintaining a 2.2 GPA being a star athlete. All right, we get it. The 2.2 part in the tweet, yeah, we get it, guys. Everybody's like, oh, that's not a flex. But you got to think, this guy was an athlete in the 90s coming from, urban Miami. I think he's from Curl City or whatever like that. Basically the hood, all right? A lot of people that we see now, we love counting other people's pockets. We love to see, oh, this person's rich. I knew Juju got hell for he bought his dad a truck. I bought him a Silverado. And it was like, he got millions. Why he buy his dad a truck? Just because I have millions doesn't mean anybody else is entitled to my money. If I give you a gift, you accept the gift for what it is. So a lot of people are mentioning like, oh, so they feel like she's entitled to whatever she wants. Like it's Yeezys. It's probably $200. You know what I'm saying? Chad has it. But what we fail to realize is that we're missing the big point. All right. A lot of times parents need to, it's our duty to take care of our child, right? But it's not our duty to supply all their wants. You know what I'm saying? Only their needs. I think society is going away from that. Like, especially the people that, kind of quote unquote made it out the struggle, got it out the mud. Those type of people sometimes feel like they have to protect their kids or, do everything for them because their parents didn't do it for them and all that. No. Small story. My parents, goddamn, I had 2 jobs in high school. I worked as a park ranger and I worked at Piggly Wiggly. I was a star athlete, but in track I was the star athlete. But in basketball, I was like the 5th option. I was a starter. I kind of flirted in and out. I was kind of like a in and out starter, depending on what the lineup was. But I still worked. Didn't have to. Biological dad child support covered enough for me to just chill at home every day. You know what I'm saying? I was great. But it taught me responsibility. It taught me the value of money. So when all my friends that had parents, both parents that worked and stuff like that, they had all the new J's, they had all this and all that. I ain't had none of that shit growing up. When folks had J's going to school, I would get a fresh pair of maybe like Forces or something that was second tier level, like some Adidas Superstars or something like that. Like every name brand shoes, but I wasn't getting no $140 pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? I was getting $89.99 because that's what I could afford. I just want to go and I want to talk about like how as a society we begin building character again. Like, how do we begin to build humbleness, accountability, responsibility, the stuff that I feel like the kids of this generation know nothing about? How do we go back to that, right? What do we instill in our children now? Like, for the ones that don't feel like their children are entitled. Now, I know some of you that may feel like, oh, my child is this, they deserve the world and all that. I understand. But what happens when you lay your head? What happens if something happens where you can't supply that child what they're used to and you're gone? And then that child doesn't know how to adapt and stuff like that. Prime example, I seen it in college, man. I'm not here to make it seem like I'm better than anyone or nothing like that. But I seen all the people that when I was in high school and college, they had everything. College, they had money, they did all this other stuff. And I look at them and I see them now with 35, 36-year-old adults. And I'm like, dang, he was the man, homie. Like, what happened? Don't get me wrong, life happens, I'm not a stuff like that. But since I was age 16, I always had responsibility and accountability. So when I turned 30, all that took off. Savings, investments, real estate, all that. I got that because my stepdad, he didn't play none of that. He taught me that. Even though we didn't have it like that, we never had millions, but we wasn't poor. But how do we get back to that? How do we get back to that? And I just feel like a lot of people, especially through social media, we allow it, we condone it, that it's okay for people to spoil their kids and take care of it. And me personally, I feel like you can take care of your children, but spoiling them is going to only hurt them in the long run. As far as Chad Ocho Cinco, this is my message to you, brother. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. I'm a big supporter, because guess what? I'm going to do the same exact thing. I got 3 kids, about to have 2 teenagers. Cam will be 14 this year, and Scoop be 13 next year, right? On my behalf, they will have jobs. They will learn accountability of their money and everything like that. Now, granted, we co-parent. So if the mom's like, hey, I don't want them to go to this and all that, all right, cool. When it comes down to dad, oh, hell nah. Especially if you stay with me for the summer, bro, we're going to get out here, we're going to get a job. But at the same time, I'm going to supply all the tools that they need to succeed in life. Because we built that from the foundation of my ancestors. All right? I'm a country southern kid. I'm from North Carolina. Probably at the age of 6 or 7, I was cropping tobacco, picking blueberries, picking strawberries. I mean, it was only like $7, $8, but I earned that money to buy stuff at school, buy snacks and lunch and all that other stuff. And that's what I feel like we should teach our kids now. All right? So, after y'all watch this video, leave something in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this, what you think, what your suggestions, or how you feel that we should or we should not do as far as a community, as a society, about help developing and raising our kids to be more accountable and more responsible of their life and their money.